Hey there YouTube, welcome to Big Mike Beard Wisdom. So today, we're going to replace the mirrors on the Astra. And when I first got the Astra, I immediately noticed how weird this was. So you can kind of see where the mirror here doesn't line up with that frame up above it. So something must have happened where at some point in time somebody replaced the mirrors. And the super weird part is, this passenger side mirror isn't the right kind of mirror. So normally these have like the objects in mirror are, closer than they appear, or, maybe the joke objects in mirror are losing. But it's one of those things where basically I'm going to try and replace this real quick. And it's fairly simple on a Saturn Astra or an Opel Astra. But with what I ordered, it's going to be a little bit different. I ordered these Burco automotive mirror solutions. And it was basically on Rock Auto. And I was like, oh, this sounds kind of cool. Plus, these are already heated, which this does have heated mirrors. Whereas, like a lot of the replacements I was looking for, especially on Amazon, didn't have heat. Now, the weird thing, though, is that it doesn't quite look fully like the original. So here's the driver's side. I pulled this one out already. You can see it's a similar situation. The frame sits way outside of the glass and doesn't quite line up. Hello! Then, here's the backside. You can kind of see this area here is that hugs onto the motor head. These wires over here, so this connector point here and the one down here, that's for the heated mirror. These two over here almost look like a set of springs, and I wouldn't be surprised if this helps maintain like the mirror from shaking or shimmying when you're driving down the road, and it's like, oh, and giving you a shaken baby syndrome when you try and look and see what's behind you. So here's the new mirrors, well, at least the passenger side. You can see objects in the mirror closer than they appear. So I'm way far away now. So this will really help out with parking and stuff like that. But that attachment point stuff here is a little bit different than the attachment point stuff here. And we're also missing any kind of main frame area. It looks like this is attached to the heating element here. The heating element's slightly reorganized. So instead of having a pin up here and a pin down here, you've got the two sitting side by side. And then this is missing these two little side mirrors springs. So it'll be interesting to see if going down the road, this shimmies at all. And then this is actually fairly easy to remove. So I was watching a couple videos. Looks like most people just wind up pushing on this side, which pushes like the motor travel all the way over, and then kind of pulls a little bit on this side. Now if I flip the light on, you can kind of see there's the little like spring pieces right there and right there. So those aren't actually holding it in. It's almost like they just maintain pressure against that framing. So I would assume that just kind of helps it keep it from shaking. Which worries me as I'm about to change these out. But once you get it to here, you can kind of just slip your thumb in back there and pull. It's going to be one of those things where it feels like it's going to break, and there's a slight chance something may break. But it pops off. There's the motor head. So this is what moves when the mirror moves. You can see this is how it just attached on, just those little finger clips here. And then there's the two wires going to the heating element. So, pretty simple. At least so far. These ends are pretty simple. They just slip on to those little fingers. So they just slide on and over that. So no need to worry about solder or anything like that. It should just pull right off. And then, if your heated mirrors don't work, now is a great time to check it. So right now I've got 13.96 volts with the car running, which is about 14 volts, which is kind of expected. And this was kind of shifting around a bit because it's kind of hard to hold those wires in contact with these wires at the same time. But this is just a positive and a ground, so you should have at least battery or alternator voltage coming through here to warm it up. So if your heated mirrors on an Astra that has heated mirrors aren't working, you may have a broken wire somewhere. Now, if something was wrong, so you had a broken wire where maybe you didn't have the proper voltage here, it may just be in this connector. So the first thing I would probably do is cut just on the back side of that wire and check it for voltage there. Otherwise, there's another access point once you pop this cover off, which is fairly simple. You just kind of stick your finger in here and you're able to push this forward and the whole thing pops off, which is essentially what I did over here on the driver's side. And then your two wires over here just come back to right here, go up inside of here, come around and through here. Another common spot for things to break is right there in the door. And it's basically, as the door moves, so does that wire set. So every time you open the door, you're flexing it a little bit. And then when you shut the door, you flex it back. And wires can only take so much flexing back and forth before they're going to wind up breaking. Some of them last an amazingly long time. Some of them just can't take much. And then you definitely want to make sure you check both sides if you're replacing both mirrors. So my driver's mirror wasn't working before. And it was one of those things where I thought maybe there was a problem. And it might be that maybe the old mirror heating element was just burned out, because it's getting plenty of voltage. The other thing is that as I look at these two wires, they're not exactly the cleanest. So I'll probably hit these with a little bit of dielectric grease just to make sure that maybe it fights off any further corrosion and helps maintain a good contact. Now if you've got kind of a fancy multimeter like what I have here, or if you have just a voltmeter, the voltmeter would have shown you where it was at. But if you don't even have a voltmeter, you can do the kind of the same thing with a test light. Otherwise, you could just verify that, hey, your heated mirrors didn't work when you went to take them off. Then when you put them on, when you hook the new ones in, just feel them, see if they get warm at all when you have the defrost on. But real quick, we'll look at something. So the nice thing with this multimeter is that it's able to check voltage, amperage, and resistance. So real quick, what we'll do is we'll take a quick peek at what the original driver's side mirror was for resistance. So what this is basically doing is putting a little bit of power through the wires, and it's measuring the resistance. So this is over the limit, which means that this is open. So right now it's reading mega ohms, and basically what that means is that somewhere in between here something's opened up. So either the contact where this attaches is bad, or one of these grids is broken, and that broke the circuit, which means that this heater no longer works. Now here's the good passenger side one that I just took off. So same thing, putting just a little bit of power through it, and you can see it's at about 12 or so ohms. So just normal ohms, not mega ohms. So this one's good, which explains why that one worked and the other one didn't. And then just for curiosity's sake, I did check this one real quick, and this one also has about 12 ohms. And then if you wanted to see the difference between what a mirror should look like, here's my hands holding the phone, and here's what the mirror did look like. So, as you can see, it's quite a drastic difference, and you can really see why like this was horrible to try and back up with, because you're trying to see what's next to you, and all you could see was just a little bit. Whereas this one, it reduces the image much smaller, and you're able to see much more. Dielectric grease, pretty simple stuff. It's just a grease that allows electricity to flow through it, so it doesn't disrupt any kind of electrical inputs. And this is kind of a bit much, but I was basically going to smear it around those terminals really good. And the big thing with it is that it kind of helps for situations in which case there's a contact that may move and wiggle, because when you have like an electrical connection that moves and wiggles, you can actually build up a particular type of corrosion. And GM vehicles were notorious for it back in like the late 2000s, like early 2010s. If you don't have any dielectric grease, I wouldn't worry too much about it. this is kind of going overkill. So this is more like a guaranteeing that everything's going to be fixed the first time, should work perfectly. All right, and then I just plugged the 2 connectors in, and we'll see if we can get this snap back in. I just need the light from the phone to help me see where everything's going. All right, so that feels like it snapped all the way back around, in and around. Seems fairly stable. Lightly tapping on it doesn't seem to make it shimmy too much. So hopefully this will be pretty good. Alright, so I got the driver's side snapped on too. It's nice and tight, but it does have a little bit of movement to it, whereas the passenger side felt much more solid. So it'll be interesting to see when I take this for a test drive if this is going to wind up shaking going down the road, or if it'll be nice and solid. And final step, just take a little bit of glass cleaner, clean your fingerprints off. That way it's all good to go, and it seems like you were never there. Alright, so these Burco mirrors turned out pretty good. I just got back from the test drive, and what's nice, because like the mirrors heat up nicely, so they get pretty warm, just like the factory ones do. This one's nice because it obviously has the objects in the mirror closer than they appear, and then they have that special kind of reflection where it's almost like a farther away kind of thing, so it makes it a lot easier than what was on the car that someone had kind of cobbled together. And then the mirrors were pretty solid, so they weren't shaking that much. The driver's side had a little bit of a shimmy to it, but it was still readable for any kind of like road signs that you were passing, in case you're like, oh, what'd that road sign say? So all in all, I'm pretty happy with them. If you guys are debating them, I'd give them a shot. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll check you next time. I'm just hoping that this mirror not having those little fingers isn't going to shake going down the road and be one of those things where, oh, I can see so much more when I'm backing up, but man, when I'm going down the highway